Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit that notification bell, get all the updates. We're excited for today's video. The beer's courtesy of Pariah. Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year. So this is intermittent availability. It is about it's almost exactly 3 weeks old. Yeah. Because today's, no, yeah, 2000, yeah, or 2000, 1209. Today's 1-2. Intermittent availability. It's a hazy style IPA at 7.7% ABV, 20 IBUs. I don't want to read the whole thing yet because I think there's some tasting notes towards the bottom. Okay, so I knew I had Galaxy because that's like, I think the name is like, I think they brewed this. Again, I will read it after I do the review, and I have already read it. I think it's in entirety, but I try not to do the tasting notes, and then luckily I'm forgetful. Anyway, I think it was like they brewed this the first time they got Galaxy, but then it was like hard to get Galaxy, and now it's easier to get Galaxy, is kind of the gist of it. So it's got Galaxy, Citra, and Amarillo, however you pronounce it. All right, let's get into it. Just realized, like, well, it wasn't so bad. I just clipped my nails, and I'm like, maybe I should have done that after the beer review. All right. I definitely poured that as aggressive as I could, I guess. All right, so the beer is like this deep orange color, a little bit of brown in there. The head, man, what color is that? It's like coffee foam, like with a lot of milk in it. I don't know what color. You're starting with white. Don't get me wrong, but it's like very, almost like gray. Is that the color? Tiny bubbles. But man, look at that. I mean, this is like butternut squash soup, which I do have some butternut squash in the refrigerator. Maybe I'll change my dinner plans. Let's get into the aroma. I get a little just generically tropical. What? Oh, candy. It's like it's like a strawberry hard candy. A little bit of generic melon. Man, this one's really weird in that there are, elements that seem candy-like. So like maximum sugar fruit notes. A little bit of ripe fruit, and then also unripe fruit. Like I kind of, maybe because I recently purchased. I'm a teacher, and there was a fundraiser, and they were selling fruit baskets and stuff. So I'm like, here's $20. Get me whatever $20 gets me, and it was 3 pineapples. But anyway, it was a fundraiser. But it smells like that box, like the outside of pineapples, where it's like pineapple-y, but not like you cut into the juicy part, is what I mean. And I don't think I've ever mentioned pineapple skin as a note before, so there you go. There's a first. Kiss of pine. Yeah, just like a little gummy too, like generic gummies. All right, yeah, smells good. Let's get into the taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Pariah. Ooh, nice level of bitterness. Good mouthfeel. Okay, so the pineapple thing, yeah, it's unripened, but unmistakably pineapple. So I appreciate that, because I've said this a lot about Galaxy, I don't know, the last 2 years, 3 years, I'm not getting, this also has just like a nice beery taste to it. Like it drinks like an IPA, but also just kind of drinks like a beer, which I really like. But it has these fruity elements as well. But anyway, and I know I'm not the only person who's vocalized this and thought this, not just other beer tubers, but people in the comments, people I've just talked to about it, at bars or whatever, breweries, that it's not hitting, that pineapple hasn't been hitting as hard lately from the Galaxy. And it's nice that I unmistakably get pineapple out of this. Great level of bitterness, like I said. There's a little bit of a piney thing. For me, I'm going to say, besides the pineapple, kind of generically tropical, though. It does lean tropical, the fruit notes. In not overly ripe. I'll put it this way. I'm glad they call this an IPA, because I think some people might be, wanting to call this a double IPA, but this has the bitterness in the fruit, but not overly ripe. Certainly not like, although that aroma did have a lot of different ripeness and the candy thing too, but the taste does not. So very solidly an IPA. So I definitely appreciate that, and I'm not being like, no, this is our double IPA, because it drinks more like an IPA should. But at that ABV, you're kind of getting that territory where some people might want to call it a double IPA. Yeah, you do get just like, you want the juiciness of it, and you do get that. But man, it barely does. I want that bitterness, and it delivers. I know I'm like harping on this, but like this just, it makes me really happy. The level of bitterness. Oh, I'm gonna go honeydew specific for the melon. The aroma I just kind of got like, it wasn't like watermelon or cantaloupe, so maybe it was more honeydew melon, but just kind of generically melony. Melony. This one in the taste though is more honeydew. Yeah, a little bit of pine. Yeah, I think that's what's making it taste beery. All right, so let's pick it up after where I left off. This beer began its life in a small draft only released back in 2018. It was the first time we could get our hands on Galaxy. Okay, so I was remembering that correctly. We are thankful to now have a steady supply, but this reminds us to appreciate the amazing raw materials we get to work with on a daily basis. The result is an elevated mashup of our dank, drank, malt bill. That was a good one. And a hopping schedule adjacent to Tasty Taste. Nice. Another good one. In the glass, it pours a rich orange hue with notes of tangerine, mango, underripe pineapple, and whispers of dankness. Yeah, okay, so the underripe pineapple, I think I basically said that word for word. The dankness, I can see dankness. For me, it hits more pine. I can see that. Because the orange, or are they saying specifically tangerine? The what I'll call orange, it's there. It's not the most like orange it's almost like almost always the first tasting note I get in an IPA anymore. And I think because it didn't hit me as hard as it typically does, I just kind of focus on the other things, like the melon thing, for example. But yeah, I mean, like almost every IPA that's on the market right now, there is an orange thing. And if I'm being honest, I'm kind of annoyed I didn't say it, because, I mean, that's why I didn't say it, because I was focusing on the other stuff that was more prominent, fair to me anyway, and the fact that it didn't hit me over the head as much as other ones. But that also would have been a cool note to say. So anyway, I think it's pretty clear that I like this one, and that the mouth feels nice. You do get enough of the fruity element, but that bitterness, and the fact that it drinks like a beer, but you still get some of the new school vibes you're looking for, or I'm looking for. So yeah, this was good. I wouldn't quite call it like that mid-coast. It's not like a West Coast New England mashup too much, but there's just enough of the old school in this that's kind of, I don't know, just keeps me. This beer keeps me happy. I'll put it that way. I think I've been rambling long enough, so it's probably time to wrap this up. If you had this beer before, if you had a beer with this hop combination, do you know what I'm talking about? Where like that, it's on the border where some breweries would call it a double IPA and some will call it an IPA, and what I'm talking about, or did I waste too much time on that? Did I waste too much time at all? Am I wasting too much time right now specifically? Anything, everything, comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untappd. It's No Hype beer reviews of both of those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, imbibe. Cheers, everyone.